So I'm Indonesian and also African. My mom is Balinese and my dad is Nigerian. So growing up, I was forced to believe that I'm not beautiful enough or I don't reach the beauty standards. And I was raised by my mom's side of the family, so I didn't really get the experience on like black culture and stuff like that. Although my family's never made me feel like I wasn't beautiful enough and stuff like that, they always reassure me and tell me that I am beautiful growing up. I'm still like different from them. Like they are not in my shoes, so they don't feel how I feel. Like how's it feel like to go to school on the first day, and I'm always the only black student in mostly every school I've been to. So they've tried the best they could, and I really appreciate them for doing that, trying the best that they could. And um, growing up, I had to teach myself on how to do my own natural hair, on how to start styling my own hair. And my family didn't know anything about those things. They just like all they had to do and all they could offer me was that no, you're not this, you're not that, and stuff like that. So growing up, I did my own research online through the internet on how to take care of my curly hair. My whole life, I never really got that kind of education from my family, so I just made use of the internet and started doing my research. And so I've been getting my hair straightened since I was in kindergarten, and my family actually supported it because then again, they don't know how to do my hair and stuff like that. So whenever I go to school with my straightened hair, people would praise me and say like, "Oh, you look so different. You look prettier with straight hair," and stuff like that. And I've gotten my hair relaxed from 6th grade to 9th grade of middle school, and the reason why I got my hair relaxed was because of the pressure and me believing that the way I look isn't beautiful enough and stuff like that because of the beauty standards. And I had to teach myself a lot of things. I was also forced into believing things that aren't even true, and I didn't even know why. And it all started to make sense to me after I did my research, because my father passed away, so I didn't get to ask him a lot of things. So all I had was my internet and my dad's side of the family. We hadn't started talking back in the day. So as I did my research on why are people racist to me, and why do kids grab the brown crayon and compare it to my skin color, and why do, like this one time I was chilling at middle school having lunch, and some kids would throw food from the 2nd floor at me yelling the N-word. I was like I was in 6th grade. I didn't know anything. So after I did my research and found out a lot about the slavery and stuff like that, it all started to make sense to me, right? And so after I educated myself, I did some self-discovery and started slowly but surely accepting myself. So I started realizing that I don't want to be a shallowed out person, and I don't want to be that shallowed out black girl in school that's getting made fun of by other kids and just being more shallow and just quiet down and stuff like that. I think it's disrespectful to my ancestors because I feel like they've gifted me And one day I just fell in love with myself, as in like I'm proud of being black, because back then the only reason why I was like that was because I didn't know anything, and I just thought like it's supposed to be that way, meaning meanwhile it isn't. And so as time goes by, I started not only standing up for myself, but I started embracing myself for who I really am. Even though my hair was relaxed then, relaxed as in dismutingin, even though my hair was relaxed then, I still like wanted to embrace myself. I went to school with cornrows and stuff like that, and if people made fun of me, I would stand up for myself and I would tell them like, so what? How does the way I look bother you and stuff like that? And yeah, after I started standing up for myself slowly but surely, I later then did a big chop. At 9th grade, I cut off all my relaxed hair and got my afro out, and like some people would look at me and say, "Oh, you look like a boy," but then I felt really happy because like now I don't have like chemically damaged hair that smells like it's very chemically damaged, and the only reason why I did it in the first place was even just because people would say my hair looked like Indomie or something like that, and that made me sad. And like it's just so funny how I took those words seriously. Meanwhile, in other countries, like many girls just use they're just like embrace their natural hair, and it's being normalized slowly. So I started like, not caring slowly, and I thought to myself, I shouldn't care about what the beauty standards are, and I can make my own beauty standards, because beauty standards, it's just like created by society, and it's not actually true. Like whatever beauty standard is right now, that we believe in right now, isn't actually true. And the only reason why it's true is because the lack of representation and the fact that people feed into it, and that's what causes a lot of people that don't fit in the beauty standards to feel like they're not included, like they're not enough and stuff like that. Then as I've gotten older and started entering the modeling industry at the age of 16, that's when my journey of self-discovery started getting stronger. When I got into the modeling industry, at first, I knew that the way that I looked is a point plus, kind of, but it was still different back in the day. I could still count with one hand how many black models are in agencies at the time. So it's just like, it's very rare. So when I started modeling, I realized that the beauty standards were different, but I'm still in demand, but still it's different. There's like regulations to it. So I've experienced a lot of discrimination as well when I started modeling, even till this day. Most hairstylists still don't know how to do my hair, and whenever I get a job, they would say something like, "Oh, I don't know how to do this kind of hair," or there's a mood board of a hairstyle, and then they would say something like, "Oh, I don't know if I could do this hairstyle on her kind of hair," or they would literally ask me like, "Can you do this own hairstyle? Like, can you do this hairstyle yourself? Because I don't know how to do it." Meanwhile, they're a hairstylist and they're supposed to be able to do my hair, but for some reason in the school where they learned how to do hairstyling, they didn't teach them how to do my kind of hair, kinky curly hair. Or some makeup artists till this day still don't even know how to do makeup on my kind of skin tone, and some makeup artists still don't even have my shade. Or blame me for not bringing my own concealer or my own foundation. It's even like a must for me to, not a must, but it's even kind of like better for me just in case. Meanwhile, the other models that are not my shade, they don't even need to worry about stuff like that. So I feel like we are a part of the change to make the beauty standards different. Because although most people would say that models are just, they don't have a voice, they're just mannequins, you know, they just walk down the runway and like, you're not supposed to say anything, just wear the clothes and dip. But I feel like it's really important to use your platform like how I'm doing right now. And I also feel like growing up, I didn't see girls like me on national television. I didn't see girls like me in local beauty brand campaigns when I enter stores and stuff like that. And I didn't see girls like me in local magazines. The only time I've seen girls like me when I was younger was in international beauty campaigns, in international magazines. And what about the girls that don't have access to English and stuff like that? What if like the only thing they see on television is local stuff? And what if like they just feel like they're not included? And there's more nowadays there's more representation still. I feel like I'm a part of the change because I can't believe that I'm the one, I became the one that the little girls see on television. I would get DMs every other day that would say, "Peace, like how do you become so confident?" Meanwhile, I'm not, but I fake it till I make it. But they would DM me like, "Peace, how are you so confident? Like, how do you start embracing your natural hair? Like I'm in school and the other kids would make fun of me and stuff like that." And I would just tell them like, don't listen to those kids. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just talking about, they're just saying things. They don't really know about anything. Like the beauty standard, once again, doesn't exist. And I would tell them, just don't listen to them. Just do what you gotta do. I feel like what made me really confident was, aside from the fact that I used to join a modeling school and they taught me to basically fake it till I make it, one thing that clicked with me was I truly, 100% genuinely started believing that I am enough, that I don't need a beauty standard, I don't need to follow beauty standards. So no matter what anyone says about my skin color or my hair or my nose or whatever, it doesn't really actually hurt me. It just, in my mind, it's just like, oh, they just don't get it and stuff like that. So I feel like the true way to forget about the beauty standards and not take it as literal is by believing it yourself and faking it first. To me, it's important for us to represent different skin tones and different kinds of body shapes and hair and everything in the media so that we can see ourselves and our beauty standards being reflected in the world. It changes a lot of things, and I want to be able to walk into a makeup store, a local makeup store, and see my shade being available offline so that I don't have to order it online. I want to be able to walk into a normal, regular grocery store and find products that are made for my kind of hair offline so I don't have to order it twice the price online and wait for like another 2 weeks. So yeah, I feel like I want to be able not to be the darkest shade in a local beauty brand's shade range. Like, how am I the darkest shade when like Indonesia is like filled with so many different kinds of skin tones and hair textures, like all the girls in Papua and stuff like that, but they're not included. Meanwhile, it's like an Indonesian beauty brand, but for some reason, all these girls aren't included, and I'm always the darkest shade compared to other brands. Let's say I can't mention it. Well, well, let's say this one brand by this famous singer releases like a makeup brand with like 50 shades, and like in a local Indo brand, I'm just like the darkest shades, and there's only like 7 shades, and I'm the darkest. How am I the darkest when there's like a lot of Indonesians out there that are still considered Indonesians with a darker shade as mine, but for some reason in Indonesia, they're just not included. And so, yeah, I feel like the change and the representation starts from all you guys in the room right here. We need to just stop thinking that this kind of beauty standard exists in the first place, because it doesn't. And to all the girls that, think that they don't fit in a beauty standard, the only way, in my opinion, to overcome it is to believe that it's non-existent. And if anyone tries to make you feel like different or make fun of you for it, then you just speak up for yourself, and just fake it till you make it. And that's how I did it, pretty much. And now I got DMs every 2 days like, how are you so confident? I'm just even confused. So yeah, being a model in Indonesia has been a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance for me. I feel like if I wasn't a model in the first place, I probably wouldn't be able to, be as confident as I am today. It taught me the importance of diversity and representation in the fashion industry. And as we move forward, we need to work towards creating a new inclusive industry where all beauty standards are celebrated and everyone feels represented. Thank you.
An amazing talk by Peace. Please stay up on stage, and I would like to invite Alfred Julian Santo as our head of event division in order